Happy Breeders' Cup Friday, everyone. This is Thoroughbred Ticket, and I'm your host, Kenneth Moultrie. In this segment, I'll handicap the early pick 5 for Keeneland on Friday, as we expect fast and firm, basically, through the entire weekend. There are some really tough puzzles to solve, and I'll go no more than 4 deep in any race here. So buckle up. Let me see if I can give you this early pick 5. It's a $162 ticket. You know, kind of expensive. May have to go in with some friends or whatnot. But anyway, you know, it's Breeders' Cup Day. The pools figure to be big, and you should get paid handsomely.
Welcome to Thoroughbred Ticket. We're playing the exotics like trifectas, superfectas. The pick 3, 4, 5, and 6 will become that much easier. Rushing to handicap multiple races? Well, your host will save you a bundle of time. And now here he is, the self-proclaimed expert handicapper, Mr. Kenneth Moultrie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thoroughbred Ticket. And as I said in my intro, I'm going to give you out this pick 5. I'm not going to try to hold you a long time. I know no one likes to hear someone ramble on. And in a pick 5, if I did 6 or 7 horses or talked about horses, you know, this could take 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to try to keep this at around 20 or 25 minutes. So in the first race tomorrow, you have 9. So this is one of the 9 are going to go. So this is one of the races with some of the fewer entries. You have a lot of races this weekend, and especially tomorrow with 14 entries. Now, I know some may scratch and whatnot. Hopefully, you know, I like to do these things in the morning of the race where I can get the scratches and whatnot. But, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and wing it. Hopefully, none of my horses scratch in here, and I'll give you the horses that are going to run. Let's start out. The first race is 6.5 furlongs. It's the NYquist. It's $125,000 for 2-year-olds. And as I said, they're going to go 6.5 on the main. I'm going to start with the number 2, Roderick. This is an Into Mischief colt trained by Wesley Ward. Now, this horse, he broke his maiden at Belmont in the summer. Won off by 8 lengths and was 40 cents on the dollar. So this horse could be any kind. So $550,000 Keeneland September yearling purchase. Like I said, the horse drew off by 8. Then the horse was shipped to Del Mar. I don't know why. For the grade 2 best pal and was bet to 1-2. And the horse, something happened to this colt, finished up the track 7 by 26 lengths at 1-2. Obviously something went wrong. Now back to Keeneland, but on the grass. In the Indian summer, horse was well bet again at 2-1. Didn't fire, finished 5 by 15 lengths. So in cases like this, like I've always said, I'm going to throw out the turf race. Now the best pal is just an anomaly to me. I'm going off that maiden breaker with the 73 buyer. Irad Ortiz rides back, and this horse is going to be a play for me tomorrow, the number 2 horse, Roderick. I'm going to use also the number 4 horse, Upstriker. This is Ron Marquette, trained colt. Joe Talamo going to ride back. This is going to be this colt's 3rd start. Broke his maiden at Ellis, off by 5 lengths. Now, remember this particular race in the Breeders' Futurity here at Keeneland. I used the horse. The horse had a strong 81 buyer at Ellis. Came back, set the pace that day, faded to 4th by 9. Was not really bet that day at 11-1, but I think with a lot of speed in this particular race, I think Joe will take this horse back, and I think this horse coming out of that grade 1 Breeders' Futurity will make a nice run, and that's the number 4 horse, Upstriker. The probable post-time favorite, the number 6 horse, Quick Temple, and the reason that is because this horse went to Parks, raced at Parks last time, 6 furlongs. The buyer is kind of like towers over this field, 87 buyer, won off by 6 lengths. Broke his maiden at Arlington on the Poly, and then went up to Canada to Woodbine and raced on the turf and kind of finished down up the track, I should say. So coming back on the dirt off the 87 buyer, getting Jose Ortiz, this Christopher Davis trained colt by Tapazar, is going to probably be the favorite. I'm going to use him. He has two good Keeneland works since on October 4th, the 48 breezing and a 47 and 3 breezing. So even though there's no races shown on the track for Quick Tempo, the 6 horse, he does have two good Keeneland works. The Keeneland works were since his last race or before his last race. So, but it does show that, he had a feel of the particular track. I do like to see the works after the last particular race, but nevertheless, I like the horse. I'm going to use the 2, 4, 6 in this particular race. So the number 2 horse, Roderick, the number 4 horse, Upstriker, and the 6 horse, Quick Tempo are going to be the 3 coats that I use in the opener tomorrow at Keeneland. Race 2 tomorrow at Keeneland, the second leg in the early pick 5, is the $125,000 Songbird for 2-year-old fillies. Like I said, they're going to go 6.5 on the main track. I'm going to start with my top selection way on the outside if this particular horse gets in the race. And that's going to be, excuse me 1 second, I have to turn my form to it because the the inserts are in here and the advertising. The number 14 California Lily. This is a filly by California Chrome. Mark Cassey employs Tyler Gaffleone in this one. This filly broke her maiden at Woodbine on the Poly, going 5.5 furlongs, but an 83 Byron. Now, here's the interesting thing for this particular race. Now, it just depends. If you're the type person who plays the musical jockeys, you try to end up, you see a rider, especially a top rider, who's ridden 1 or 2 horses in a particular race, and he gets off that particular horse and goes to another horse. Are you the type handicapper that tends to go to that particular horse? Well, I tend to do that unless there's some connection situation where you can tell a rider may have been out of town or something and the mount was given to another rider, or it could have been on suspension or something like this. But in this particular race, Tyler Gaffleone gets off 3 horses who he won with last time. 3 horses. And the 9 horse, the Grass is Blue, is a horse that really, really actually figures. The other 2 horses, Off We Go, and the 4 horse Thinking, Off We Go, the 2 horse, yeah, they won their last start. The buyer numbers are kind of low. But the 9 horse, the Grass is Blue, that's an undefeated filly by Broken Vow. And Tyler jumped ship to this horse, California Lily. So I got to jump ship with Tyler. Like I said, this horse broke on top, went wire to wire last time. Got a kind of a cozy outside post. I kind of wish it was more like a 10 or 11, but a lot of horses are running this weekend 14. That's just what she drew, so that's what we're gonna have to go with. The number 6 horse, Joy's Rocket. This is an Asmussen and Santana horse. Now this filly came out to Frazette last time, where she set the pace, kind of like a Speed and Faye, finished by 14 lengths back. Horse was kind of bad at 8-1, but really has not, other than the race at Woodbine in the My Dear, where she ran off by a couple of lengths. This horse is going to be up on or near the lead, and I think that Ricardo should take this horse back a little bit coming out this mile race at Belmont. There is some speed, of course, in this particular race, so I don't expect this filly to be on the lead. I expect Ricardo to kind of reserve this daughter of Anthony's Cross a little bit to kind of make a run coming home. I also like the number 11 horse, Far Sighted. This is a Rusty Arnold horse, and Julian Leperoux is going to ride. Now this horse, she has 3 good works since her last race at Keeneland, where she ran off by 7, broke her maiden, got a 70 buyer, so. But like I say, ran off 3 straight works at Keeneland, a 50 breezing, all 4 furlong works, 48 breezing, and a 47-2. So I think Rusty has this daughter of Bernardini in good shape. She has a cozy position too. I think that her running style fits best here, and I'm going to definitely use this horse, the number 11 horse, Farsighted. So the 14, 6, and 11, I'll leave it at that in the second race in the early pick 5 at Keeneland. 14 are signed up in the third race tomorrow. It's a mile and an eighth on grass It's the Bryan Station for sophomores. $150,000 added. They're going to, like I say, going to go a mile and an eighth on the grass. And here I'm stretching out. I'm going to use 4 horses. Let's begin with the number 2 horse, No Word. It's a Todd Pletcher horse, going to be ridden by Jose Ortiz. This colt performed last in the Grade 1 Belmont Derby at Belmont, and before that in the Saratoga Derby at Saratoga. And he finished well in both starts. I think he's sitting on top of a big win. The only win that really shows besides him breaking his maiden at Saratoga in 2019 is an $80,000 optional claimer at Belmont. So I don't think Todd has sent this colt to the well too much. I think, like I said, I think he's going to be sitting on top of a big effort. Got a nice cozy 2-hole, so he can save a little ground. That is Jose Ortiz in this particular race tomorrow at Keeneland. I'm also going to use Del Mar Derby winner Pixelate, the number 5 horse, trained by Michael Stidham and ridden by Umberto Rispoli. Coming out that same Belmont Derby. Now, I love this running line in the Belmont Derby. The horse was bet at 9-2. This colt he ran very, very evenly. In these Breeders' Cup races, what I like to see is I don't like to see horses who run the well dry. You know, I like to see horses who are well bet and kind of ran evenly, kind of like without trouble. It kind of indicates to me that the connections are saving a little bit. You know, yeah, it was the Grade 1 Belmont Derby, but there are bigger fish to fry. I think obviously the horse really tried to win the Del Mar Derby, and he did. So Umberto who's a very, very outstanding grass rider, jumps aboard. And I really, really like this horse tomorrow, the number 5 horse, Pixelate. Michael Stidham is near 20% on the grass in his training prowess. So, yes, I really, really like the 5, Pixelate. I'm also going to use the number 8 horse, Avenzie. Michael Pino trains this horse. Jose Lescano gets aboard this horse. The reason I like this colt by Verrazano is because he's going to catch a firm turf tomorrow. It figures the last 2 races at Pimlico and at Saratoga in the Saranac was on less than firm courses, the soft course and then the yielding course. And this colt just kind of performed, you know, in the Saranac at Saratoga, just up the track. Did not like that soft course. So this is going to be in 3 races for him catching a firm turf course. I think this horse is going to very, very like the firm turf course. Does not have any Keeneland races, but is a running style that can get this particular distance. So I'm not afraid that he can get this distance. So the number 8 horse, Avenzie, with Jose Lescano, is another horse I'll use in this particular sequence. And the final horse that I'm going to use in this particular race is the number 13, Juan Kitten. Now, Juan Kitten, this 3-year-old colt by Kitten's Joy, is making a trainer change from Danny Gargan to Mike Maker. And Flavian Pratt is going to come east to ride this horse. Now, this is another situation, just like the 8 horse I mentioned. This colt is coming off 2 races, actually the same 2 races, where he actually won the race at Pimlico on the yielding course, and on the soft course at Saratoga, missed by just a head. So I'm not looking at this horse as a off-track lover. I'm looking at this horse catching a fast turf course or a firm turf course, and Flavian getting this horse to the lead with the trainer switch. Now, he's never been a mile and an eighth, and it looks like this kind of horse will struggle. You're going to have some closers coming, so he's going to have to hold off some horses coming in the stretch. But like I say, it's a firm turf course. He's probably going to love it once he gets on or near the lead. So the number 13, Juan Kitten, is certainly a play tomorrow for me. So the 4 horses I'm using is the 2 horse, No Word, the 5 horse, Pixelate, the 8, Avenzie, and the 13, Juan Kitten. The 4th race is the McConnell Springs, a purse of $150,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And they're going to go 6 furlongs on the main, and 9 are signed up. This is a very tough race. There's no filly or no mare in here who stands out. I really had a tough time, even though there's only 9 horses in the race. Like I said, I had a tough time coming up with horses. I did come up with 3. The number 2 horse, Amy's Challenge.